There we go.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Okay, now we're live. Okay, good. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. If you could say in the group, in the chat, that you can hear us with a thumbs up, please. A thumbs up. Let's see. Can you hear us? Yes, yes, yes. Just gonna give it a second. All right, let me type in the chat. Okay. Okay, we're ready to good. Good, we got the thumbs up. Okay, assalamu alaikum, everyone. My name is Sultan Diego Suleiman, and I'll be the moderator today for today's workshop session on raising money for your MSA, starting Sister Khadijah. Sister Khadijah Abdullah is a public health professional, entrepreneur, activist, and seeker of doing good. She is the founder of Reaching Our HIV Plus Muslims in America, RAHMA, a nonprofit that addresses HIV, female genital mutilation, cutting, FGMC, special health, and gender-based violence, GBV, in faith communities through education, advocacy, and empowerment. Khadijah is also the founder of the federally recognized National Faith HIV/AIDS Awareness and Playtime Event Setters, a premier on-site wedding and event child care service. Most recently, Khadijah joined the LaunchGood team to connect Muslims with an amazing crowdfunding platform to help amplify their causes. She is also a faith ambassador with the COVID-19 Prevention Network and engages faith communities of color in conversations around the effects of COVID-19 disparities, prevention efforts, and effective community responses. Please join us in welcoming Sister Khadijah.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you for having me on for your conference this evening. I'm excited to share with you some amazing tips and insights on how to raise money for your MSA. So please enjoy, and definitely if you have any questions throughout this presentation, please put it in the chat, or I guess Q&A. I'm still trying to navigate this platform here. Q&A, and I can respond, inshallah, as we go through. So I will go ahead and get started. Let me share my screen. Here we go. This is so cool. So I'm going to present this. And Sultan, let me know if it looks good, if it's presenting or not. Can you see everything?
Yes, can you click on the zoom in? Click on the 4 arrow square in the top left corner.
Let's see, top left.
Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. That was on my end. You're good.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you. So as Sultan mentioned, I'm part of the LaunchGood team. So I try to help people get on the platform and set up campaigns and raise money for their causes. So I'm really excited to be here today to talk about how you can raise money for your MSA and inshallah sustainability and reach your goals. So let's get started. So what is LaunchGood? It's a crowdfunding platform for credible causes powered by Muslims. And to your left, you'll see the founders of LaunchGood. So you have Chris in the pink shirt, you have Amani at the bottom, and then you have Umar on the right. And they're actually, Omar and Amani were like in their early 20s when they launched LaunchGood. So you guys are at the perfect age to start your own business and be entrepreneur. And Chris was in his early 30s. And they've been around since, I want to say 2014. And mashallah, they have helped people raise billions of dollars altogether. They're global, all around the world. We have about 800,000 people that are part of our listserv, and we're empowering incredible causes. So definitely come to LaunchGood. And we're more than just a crowdfunding platform. We do like webinars and contests, and we also amplify causes like domestic violence, mental health awareness, and we have influencers. So just more than just a plain old crowdfunding platform, we do a lot more. and we try to support you throughout your campaign. So if you have any questions or any comments, you can contact your representative and we'll help you, inshallah. So how does it work? You go to launchgood.com, you create an account, and you start a campaign and complete all the necessary information, and then click submit. And then our team takes a peek at it and see if it's good to go. If there's any questions you might have, we'll contact you and ask the questions. But if it's fine, we'll go ahead and you'll go live and you start measuring towards your goal. It's that simple. And if you want to start a campaign, you can contact me directly if you need help. I have my information at the end of this presentation, so you can find me. But if you need help throughout the process of getting your campaign up, trying to figure out what to say, what to add to your campaign, videos, how to enhance it, we're here to help you do that. So for those who are a part of this live, can I see the comments at the same time? Let me see. Figure this out. Does anyone know what crowdfunding is, actually?
Sister, what I can do for you is while you share your screen, I can read you the comments.
Okay. So
Okay.
I'll wait a second and see if anyone knows what crowdfunding is and see my response. Anybody know what crowdfunding is? Let's take a peek. There's no wrong or right answer. Actually, there is, but you can still take a stab at it and see if you know what is crowdfunding.
So far, no one has answered, but can I take a guess at it?
Of course.
So I believe crowdfunding is kind of like the answer is in the word itself. So basically, a group of people come together to financially support for a common goal or a common aim or event.
Yeah, pretty much what it is. You're right. So we have a short video here by Chris that will tell you how it works on LaunchGood's platform and how you can create a successful crowdfunding campaign. So I'll play this for you very quickly. It's about a minute long, so it's very, very short. So here we are.
Crowdfunding. What is it and how does it work? There are a lot of great people doing awesome work out there, but a lot of it's not free. It could be as simple as putting on a community dinner to something as complex as making a movie. But in both cases, it requires funds. So what is a person to do? One really popular option today is to go online and raise those funds through crowdfunding. They'll go to a website like LaunchGood and create a campaign. In this campaign, they explain to people what exactly is the project that they're working on. They also set a goal for themselves, for example, $5,000, and a deadline to get that money, for example, 30 days. They'll spend those next 30 days reaching out to their friends, families, and fans, asking them all to chip in and help them fulfill their project. They may even incentivize donations with rewards. For example, $5 gets you a thank you email, $1,000 gets your name inscribed in the plaque. The word gets out, the crowd gets in, the donations pile up, the project gets funded, and it happens, and donors get the reward, and everyone's happy, inshallah. That's crowdfunding in a nutshell. If you have further questions, email us at ask@launchgood.com. We'll be happy to answer. Thank you. Peace.
Or you can email me if you have questions. I can be your direct contact. I'll help you get set up.
Sister Khadijah, we did have an answer from the crowd. So someone said when the crowd funds a mission.
Say it again.
The answer was when the crowd funds a mission. That's what the answer was.
Yeah, see, these are both great answers, and they both actually are correct. And yes, is when a crowd helps you to fund, your goal, your mission, your project. You're asking people to help you get there. So you bring a crowd together, whether it's online or somewhere else, and they help you reach your goal. So very, very great answers. Thank you for those who provided some answers. So, like I mentioned, LaunchGood is a crowdfunding platform like GoFundMe, for example, but we do more than GoFundMe. We actually support you throughout your campaign. Like we do WhatsApp messaging. Sultan knows that. We do emailing. We can do like a Zoom call. I met with Sultan and Yusra a couple of weeks ago. And we can sit down, answer your questions for you, and help you actually build your campaign. So you have that support. And also, when you have donors that come to your campaign and donate, you can go to your donor tab and download all those donors. So you have like a Excel sheet of all those donors, so you can contact them offline as well. So let's say you have like, future events or fundraisers, you can contact those donors and say, hey, we're having another event, can you support? Or send them like a thank you card, or send them like something else. You have their information to contact them unless they are anonymous. So keep that in mind as well. And then connections. So like LaunchGood, we just had like this major event called Rasul Week. And every night we had a webinar with really well-known educators and leaders. And they spoke in webinars. And sometimes we allow people to come on and speak. Like, for example, Dr. Nisa came on Friday, I want to say, or was it Thursday, and spoke about the conference. So we do have that going on. And then also, like for example, myself, I was on a live on Instagram for a Verona Collections page speaking about domestic violence, amplifying orgs that are doing this work. So we really try to help amplify campaigns the best we can for free in that aspect. And our goal is we want to see you succeed. So, and also if you have these campaigns, you can also connect other nonprofits that are on that page and get to know them, connect with them and learn from them as well. And as I mentioned, I'm part of the biz dev team. So if you have any questions, we kind of like crowdfunding experts. We can like help you throughout your process. We have a bunch of resources on our website you can look at and go through and see how you can do the best at your campaign if you follow those tips. So your campaign cannot fund itself. You have to do the work. So you have to have a strategy. You have to have a team that's behind you and backing you to push out your campaign and, get the money that you're trying to reach for your goal. Whether it's like doing personal texts or, personal emails or posting on social media or doing offline things to push people to come to your campaign and support you. And if you want to have tips on how to do that, we're here to help you with that. Another cool thing we have is leaderboard. So we had an MSA leaderboard for Rasul Week, what that means is if you are in the lead, let's say you have the most supporters or you have the most donations, you can win extra prize money. So you can up to 5K one day, 3K, 1K, depending what the amounts are. So it's like an incentive to really get people to come to your campaign so you can win extra cash towards your goal. And then we have the not free stuff, which is marketing. So like if you want to get a marketing package, you have a guaranteed return on investment, which means that whatever you put in, like whatever you pay us to do marketing, you're guaranteed to get it back or you get a refund. So you lose nothing. And what we do is we help push your campaign out. We kind of target the right audience for you to help you reach your goal. So we have that. And then also we have sponsorship. So for example, we had a Rasul Week and some people sponsored the week and they had their logo in webinars. And we had a lot of people viewing our webinars. So it helped to get like their logo out to new people. They had a chance to speak on the webinars for like 60 seconds. And they also like on our newsletter and on our homepage. So it kind of brings you exposure if you're a sponsor. So you have a big event coming up for Giving Tuesday in December. It's a great chance for people to be a sponsor. And unlike GoFundMe, we have an option where donors can cover the platform fees for you. And 80% of the time they do cover the fees for you. So we actually end up being less in regards to platform fees than GoFundMe. So that's a great option that we offer. So you get the full amount of money that you're trying to raise. And then we have community pages. So what that means is you can have your own page. So you have a Howard MSA page, just your own website on our actual website. And people come to that page and create campaigns for you to raise money on your behalf. And you can come back, you can see how much money you raise in total, how many campaigns have been set under your behalf, and what people are doing to support your cause. So yeah, any questions so far about the perks of Legion LaunchGood?
No questions so far, but we do have questions for you when you're ready.
So at the end?
Yes.
Okay, sounds good. All right, so I mentioned community page. So here's an example of one. So we have IRA USA, they have their own community page, and it shows they raised $1 million out of all the campaigns that they've had. And they had 95 campaigns on our platform. And they had over 27,000 supporters. So if you imagine seeing Howard MSA or Yale MSA up here, and imagine seeing how many people create campaigns for you on your behalf, how much money you raised. And the good thing about this is when they start a campaign, the money goes directly to your account. So you don't have to like chase them down and ask them where the money is going. It comes directly to you because you have your own community page. and they can easily press start a campaign, and like things will like pre-autofill for them, so they don't have to like put information or anything, and it can get started for you. And also you get like your own reports and data to see like, you know, what's happening with your campaigns, who's doing what, where's the money going, and you have your own campaign dashboard to log in and see that as well. Another thing you can do is like set up a challenge. So you have your own like MSA challenge. Say create a campaign, whoever raises the most money within X amount of days gets some kind of prize. So you have a challenge online, and they can create their own campaign on your community page and raise money, and, you know, have that competition like internally. And again, like I said, it shows your total amount raised. Like right here, it says $1.5 million, and everything is all in one place for you. So it's easy to access. Everything's going on, you know, with your community page, what people are doing, and how close you are to reaching your long-term goals. And then some people, they don't like coming online and like, you know, giving money. They want to, they might be old school or just don't want to go online for whatever reason. So if someone's giving you money offline for your campaign, just go online, enter it. It's very easy. There's an option that says offline donations. Just add it in there, and actually looks good for your campaign because it shows that you're getting closer and closer to your goal. And when people see that you're getting closer and closer to your goal, they're more prone to donate because they want to help you get there faster. If they see that you're really like far behind from your goal, like, oh, okay, you know, if I give $200, whatever, it won't be much of a difference. But if they see you're closer to your goal of like 10K, so you're like 9,000 and something, or even 5,000 and something, they're more prone to donate and help you get there faster. So definitely every donation counts. So keep that in mind, and always add it to your campaign if you are asking for donations for that project or that cause. So I know, like, for example, you have like 4 different ways people can donate to your conference. So I would encourage you to show those donations on your LaunchGood campaign to show what you're raising overall and how good you are doing with your fundraising. And if you need help with that, I definitely can assist. So that's another option. And again, like, we're in this together. Like, you don't just go live and we disappear. Like, we're here. You can contact me. I'm pretty much readily available, like via email or via text or via WhatsApp. If you have any issues, I can help. If I'm not free, we have other people on our team that can pretty much jump in and assist you. And again, like, if you have a campaign page and you put it up together, send me an email and say, hey, Khadijah, do you have any, you know, suggestions or any feedback, if you want to? And then I can respond and say, hey, I think this X, Y, and Z will make it more of emotional appeal for donors or help you be more successful. So we're always here to provide that support to you. And then we have a really great customer service team, our CX team, that if you have any issues technical wise, or, you know, trying to figure out bank information or payout or what have you, they are there to help you with that. So like I said, we're here to be very supportive of you, that your campaign, and make sure that you're being successful and provide you with any tips or insights to help you get closer to your goal. I'm trying to rush through this. I know we have 30 minutes. So I'm trying to make sure that I get through everything. And again, I would say, like, make it fun. Like, they say, oh, we have a campaign. Okay, great. Like, make it fun. Like I mentioned before, you have a community page. Like, set up like competitions where, hey, everybody creates their own, you know, mini campaign under the big umbrella of your MSA. And their each individual goal is to raise like $500. They can have their own campaigns and their own personal link out to people and say, hey, come support my campaign. Let me get there. You know, if I win this, I might get X, Y, and Z from my MSA or some kind of award or whatever you might think of. And that way it kind of creates that competition spirit as well. And if you have a major, like you had like this one big campaign, like the one you have right now, we do have personalized share links. So you can track whose link is bringing in the most donations as well. So that can also be helpful to track like who's doing what, who put in the most work, if you want to do that. And then as part of our campaign, we have giving levels. So like people can say, okay, hey, if you get $10, you'll get a thank you. If you give $25, you'll get a t-shirt. If you get $50, you get free conference tickets. Now, when you do giving levels, make sure that you can actually hold up the end of your, end, because sometimes people have things they give away and then they get overwhelmed trying to mail out t-shirts and mail out cups or mail out, you know, other things. So I always suggest doing things that you can do online that you give away. So you don't have to worry about getting like mail out stuff, especially in the COVID era, and trying to provide this to different people. And also, like on your campaign page, you can add a video. So do something fun in your video and add it to your page so you can see what you're doing, what you're up to, and get to know more about you and feel more like personally connected to you as well. And then, like, for example, you have an event right now, like it'd be really great to like push out your campaign to those who are watching, and like kind of check in every now and then to see how your goal is going up. And even find people who can match your goals. So say you have like $500 you want to raise today, find someone who can match that for you if you get to it by the end of the conference. And then that makes it more exciting, push people to really push your campaign link out. And you have people who are matching your fundraiser. So those are some fun ways you could think of. Now, those who are watching, do you have any ideas, any other fun ways that you can make your campaign fun? And I'll keep going through the slide, but you have that added to the comments, and then Brother Sultan can mention it later, inshallah.
Yes, we'll do.
Okay, thank you. All right. So this is pretty cool. I also work with influencers as well. So I actually know a lot of them just from my other work, but we're starting a new program in 2021. We're going to have influencers help boost your campaign. And what that means is they can do like a post on their Instagram page or their TikTok or, their Facebook or whatever platform they're using, and kind of say, hey, support this, MSA, or support this organization. Or they can do a live, or they can do their own campaign on your behalf and try to fundraise for you. So we have some really cool things coming up. We're actually going to work with about 20 influencers for Giving Tuesday in December as like a pilot program. And then we're going to officially launch, inshallah, in January. So it's going to be pretty cool. We're going to have MSA packages, and we're going to have regular packages as well. So that way you can try to take advantage of this and help push out your cause, inshallah. And also you get to connect with influencers, which is pretty cool as well. Does anybody know who these two ladies are on this page?
Ain't afraid. Of course we know them. Mashallah.
They came work with us actually in Ramadan. So they've been with us for a couple of different challenges. And now we're going to perform again, inshallah, for other things. So yeah, really excited about that. So definitely feel free to keep that in mind when you start your campaigns in the new year and see how you can try to take advantage of this offer, inshallah. Let's see. So, I mean, you fundraise, but doesn't keep you afloat forever, right? So always think of different ways to sustain your MSA. Like maybe you find recurring donors. So for example, you have that donor list that I mentioned before, you can download from your campaign page. Contact them, say, hey, would you mind being a monthly donor? Even if it's like $10 a month or $25 a month, or buy a t-shirt from us or something like that. So that way you continue to keep them engaged and you're getting money to continue to sustain your MSA. Also find sponsors. I know you guys have found a couple for this conference, alhamdulillah, but find sponsors that can sponsor your MSA with different things. That way you have that money as well. And also there's grants. I used to be part of the MSA when I was in school, and we found grants and we found like community organizations that kind of are in line with our values to support us. We did like many fundraisers on campus. Like we had to think of creative ways to keep our MSA going. So always keep that in mind as well. You can always use LaunchGood for sure, but definitely keep other things in mind to sustain your MSA for the long term. Like you might have a really active board like 1 year, and then next year not as active, and then like you lose, all the momentum and any, money coming in. So keep that in mind. Train your board each year, every term, about how to sustain the MSA so you can do a lot of different things. I know every school has a budget as well, but outside of that, it's always good to have other options. And then keep your donors engaged. Don't just use them for money only. Like keep them engaged, invite them, give them some perks, give them something where they feel like they feel valued. So always engage your donors, invite them to conferences like this. If they're like local, maybe you can stop by like a local event once, like obviously post-COVID, or something like that to keep them engaged. Maybe invite them as a speaker if they have like that background, or they're like really cool donors that you might learn about. So keep that in mind, and that will help you sustain your MSA for the long term, inshallah. All right, I think I am like right on time.
Okay.
So
So
yeah, you have possibilities, you have goals, and inshallah you can achieve it on our platform, and I can help. And if you want to contact me, of course, launchgood.com is the main platform to learn more about our organization. I mean, our company, what we're doing, and it's my personal email here or my LaunchGood email. And then on social media, LaunchGood is on the same for Facebook and Instagram. And also, I'm getting more active on Instagram now, so you can contact me there as well. You have any questions, or on Facebook at my business page. So yeah, that's LaunchGood in a nutshell.
subhanallah, mashallah, alhamdulillah. So yes, so while you was talking, I was able to create some questions that I have. Well, first off, I want to ask, I wasn't too sure, but is LaunchGood specifically only for Muslims, or is everybody available to use LaunchGoods? Because I saw you have Muslim organizations such as Islamic Relief, such as Howard University Muslim Student Association. But do you have to be Muslim to use LaunchGood?
No, you do not.
Good.
So we really tried to push to the Muslim community, but we have had several campaigns that weren't led by Muslims or were not for Muslims. So, like for example, we raised money for Christchurch, or for the churches that were burned a couple of years ago, for the church fires. We raised money for other things like that as well. So we have people who raise money for like funeral expenses who weren't Muslim, support like legacy campaigns for people who weren't Muslim. And we actually had people like the woman, I'm drawing a blank. Is it J.K. Rowling for Harry Potter?
Oh, wow.
She actually shared one of our campaigns on her Twitter, and like, look, the site crashed.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
The site trying to support the campaign. So yeah, it's open for everyone, but it's predominantly Muslim, yes, on our site, but you're open to all different organizations and people as well.
So I also wanted to ask, is LaunchGood a 30-day campaign only crowdfunding opportunity? Like, meaning does your campaigns only have to be within 30 days?
Nope, you can do it for as long as you want. We suggest 30 days because that's usually like the momentum of the campaign kind of falls within that time period. But you can do it for as long as you want. You can do it for 3 months, several months. But we always kind of suggest doing it for 30 days.
Okay. Where does the most donations come from for a LaunchGood campaign? For example, you just mentioned J.K. Rowling doing free promotions on her social media. Where would you say would social media be where the most donations come from a LaunchGood campaign?
Every campaign is different, so it always depends what cause you're trying to do. Like for example, we had a lot of like tragedy campaigns recently where we had Dr. Alex pass away in Houston, and we had our brother pass away in Atlanta. So people were sharing like all over social media, and we actually had like imams that are well known share it. So that really helped, and people feel because of the tragedy, they feel more emotionally like appealed to donate to it. So a lot of the time, it spread and goes kind of viral on social media, and that helps a lot. But then you have campaigns like organizations or something like that. They don't really go as viral. It's like more like sharing within like your community, your supporters, your website, trying to like really push it out to get out there. And then we also have the marketing package too to kind of help boost your campaign, and that's all social media as well, like all online. So since we're an online platform, most of them come from online donations, like social media, people who might see it via email or through a letter. And then those are offline donations. They can be added on later, but most of them do come from just sharing it throughout your networks online.
Good. All right. So if you guys just heard, we just shared a link to the HUMSA LaunchGood. So click on it, guys. So my last question. Oh, in the group, in the chat. Do you see the chat?
This platform, yeah, I see it.
Yeah. So my last question would be, why should a person trying to crowdfund, why should they use LaunchGood instead of any other crowdfunding platform? You gave us several beneficial towards using LaunchGood, so I just wanted to see if you could share it again.
I was gonna say, did you have that in my purse?
Yes.
So like I mentioned, like in regards to other platforms, we're like the only one out of like most of them that cover fees. every platform has a fee. They have to pay like credit card processing fees and keep their platform afloat. So like if we have the option where supporters can kind of come in and request to cover the fee for you. And like I said, most of the time I do that for you for the most part. So that's very, very helpful. And again, we provide support to you throughout your campaign if you need it. So like you'll say, okay, here's your campaign. See you later. No, we're like, if you have questions, you contact your representative for your campaign. It can give you tips and give you insight, try to push you along and kind of keep the momentum going. And also we have influencers. I don't think any platform really has that option. Our marketing, like they really have the option for you to push out your campaign outside of your main network. And also we're global as well. So we have people across the world that use LaunchGood. And additionally, we have a newsletter. So sometimes like when it's a tragedy, we push it out in our newsletter to like it depends on where it's located and what's going on. But we push out to our newsletter, and that really helps to kind of like bring more people to your campaign and exposure. So we have all these different options. We do blogs sometimes. We do these webinars too, like I mentioned, for our 2 weeks, where we'll help you get up there and talk about your campaign and push it out. Kind of like collaborate with organizations as well. Like we are doing something in November for mental health awareness. So
Yes.
for our nonprofit organization, we're going to have a bunch of lives around mental health and how that affects our community, what people are doing to support that and support people who are having these different challenges. So we're having a week of webinars centered on mental health. And last month we did a whole thing on domestic violence. So we kind of amplify causes too that really affect people. And we kind of partner with orgs and amplify them. So we do a lot more than just say, hey, we're crowdfunding. We do a lot more than that, alhamdulillah.
Okay. And if you can type in the chat where people can contact you. But again, guys, this is to raise money for your MSA. If you have any questions, you can contact Sister Khadijah at, there you are, Khadijah at launchgood.com. So with that being said, we're going to conclude this workshop. Once this workshop ends, you'll be going to the lobby for our networking or our prayer break session, and then our closing keynote session will be with Imam Siraj Wahaj. So okay.
Imam Siraj Wahaj, him real quick. When I was in the MSA, he came to our MSA, and he just, as you all know, he's very amazing, mashallah. And one time he couldn't make it. And he was so he's just such a very humble person. He's like so well known. He's so very humble. He's very apologetic. I was like, it's all good. We know you're a busy person. So alhamdulillah, you guys have him here. He's amazing. He does so much good in our community, and he's not like flaunting it to everybody. So alhamdulillah, I just wanted to uplift him. But thank you to organizing Dr. Nita for telling me about this. Thank you to Sultan and Yusra for them as well. So alhamdulillah, it's a really good conference. People are really buzzing about it on social media. So you guys are doing an awesome job. May Allah reward you for your efforts.
May Allah reward you for your efforts, sisters. Thank you for taking the time out. Okay, with that being said, I'm going to end the session. Assalamu alaikum.
Okay.